gonna be here for another.
We're live, by the way.
Okay.
I just set us to live. Sorry, I gave like very little warning.
Part 1. You should read Chainsaw Man Part 2 before you take any advice or listen to anyone else's opinions. That's my.
Wait, repeat that?
If you read Chainsaw Man Part 1 already, you should read the first chapter of Part 2 instead of listening to other people's opinions. Then you can listen to other people's opinions.
Okay.
That is the statement I will give instead of ranting for 30 minutes.
So, there's 2 parts to Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, it's just kind of split up. Part 1 ended a while ago, and then Fujimoto just took like a year-long break and wrote a couple one-shots, and now he's coming back with Part 2.
Huh. Okay.
Huh.
Anyway.
Are we good to start?
I mean, we're good to go. I mean, I'm gonna wait and see if CD.
Shoujo stream was about Chainsaw Man.
Yep.
I mean, we are in the just chatting category.
That's fair.
We do go on tangents a lot, and it's not a bad thing. It's kind of just our thing.
Anyway,
Tangents are part of the Empire's brand image. Pseudo tea cozy. That's what this scene is called? Oh, hold on. Before we get started, I wanted to chat with you guys real quickly about sorry, my brain's not working. About who's voicing who. I realized this after last stream. Marak, you said you wanted to voice Lily and Hanako. And while I don't want to deny you that, that might not be the best of ideas because both of those roots are very, very heavily intertwined with each other. Like, what I mean by that is Hanako is a major character in Lily's root, and Lily is a major character in Hanako's root. So if you voice both of them, you're going to have the lion's share of the voice lines in both of those roots.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like Shiki and Arcuoid again, where it was fucking an hour of me talking to myself. That wasn't ideal.
Okay, one thing I thought of, and we may not have to do this yet, since we haven't like chosen a specific route, but we could all share the narrator. That way, no matter what route we goes down, usually everyone has a line pretty frequently.
Wait, like be an Eldritch being and everyone say the narrator's lines all at once, or what do you mean?
Maybe not that, because that'll break Discord, but like we alternate or something.
I would just quickly slip into incomprehension. No, I guess what he's saying is that we should switch around voice parts every once in a while.
We could do it as it, well, okay, we could switch around all the voice parts, but I was gonna say just the narrator specifically. We either switch every line, which might get confusing, or like one person takes like a paragraph's worth of text, and then the next person takes the next paragraph. I don't know. We
could do it based on scenes too, because the game has a scene system. It breaks it up into scenes.
Okay, I think scenes are pretty long.
Well, yeah, but if we switch to...
The point is that no one falls asleep, even though that would be pretty funny.
Didn't Caprese fall asleep last time?
He did.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Caprice.
It's not great to have just a scene where, well, unless everyone is fine with that, it's not really that great if, like, only 2 people are ever speaking at any given time.
Well, if we balance it right, if we balance it right, it wouldn't necessarily be that bad. Because just thinking back on...
You just have to wait a while.
If we assign the minor characters correctly, it wouldn't be that bad. Because there's a big Lily appearance in Shizune's route. And obviously Misha's a big character in Shizune's route. Thank you, CD. I did not know that. I don't know if you guys can see chat, but CD just wrote, Guys, did you know that Peter Griffin has Down syndrome?
Don't worry.
No one told me.
But all I'm saying is, it's possible that if we balance it correctly, it could still work if we just stick to a single character each. But, again, we'd have to really think. Yeah, I guess let's just do it as we were planning, because we're in the common route right now, so it doesn't matter as much. So let's just do it, let's stick to our characters for now, and then if by the time we get on a route we notice that that things are
Oh well, I noticed that before we were on a route. So.
Well, yeah, that's because we haven't finished introducing all the characters yet.
Does it like pick up? Does generally like everybody talk in later parts?
Well, I mean, generally it's more like there are localized scenes where you focus more on one or two characters, but there are some pretty cool group dynamics later on. So like it's a little bit of both, I guess. So if I remember correctly, Act 1 as a whole has a pretty good balance. So I mean, even if one person's talking a lot at once, in the next scene someone else will be talking more. So I don't feel like we need to introduce the whole switching around parts too much yet. I guess my idea is we just once it becomes like really bad, then we can start trying to figure out a better way to do things.
So once we get through the common route essentially, and we decide like to either go for someone or just mess around until we get something, then we decide like maybe generalized voices or having a bunch of people contribute to one set of lines, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, Hisao is a very big part, because not only is he actually speaking a lot of the lines, he's also the narrator. So my voice was dying by the end of last stream. I'm fine with that for now, but it might be good once we get to later parts to
I'm not opposed to switching roles with you, by the way. I know I voiced the narrator last time with Shiki, but I'm kind of used to that sort of thing, so I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, all I'm saying... Okay, I guess what I'm saying, let's not switch yet, but once we get into a route, let's reevaluate.
Alright. That is fair. That is a fair assessment.
With that said, we will be assigning voice roles for Hanako, Emi, and Rin today. And so,
this sounds like, I don't know, like...
Caprice I mean, the librarian too, but I'm talking mostly about major characters right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, Caprice has a character, Marak has a character, Jack has Shizune, but that's not really gonna come into bearing.
That don't count.
So it's Jack and Whiskers who really need a character, and then someone else is gonna need to double up. Not Jack, though, because once we do get into Shizune's route, you're gonna have to start, like, voicing the parts that she's signing, because eventually we're able to actually understand those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's pretty cool, actually.
Damn, I have to think of a voice for her now. Shit.
It'll be a little bit. You've got time. But yeah, all right.
Speak in the most monotone tone of voice possible.
You're right, but that's already the head doctor.
Oh, that's fair.
All right.
I'll come up with a good one by then.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
No.
Thanks. All right.
I'm gonna hold everything
Dude,
up.
I'm now.
No
This
reason.
website is so old.
What website?
What?
Context,
Katawa
please.
Shoujo website.
Yeah, I know. This game.
This game came out in 2012, man.
And I don't think they have touched the website since the game came out. Like, these people, Katawa Shoujo was a group of people who got together on 4chan and decided to make a visual novel about disabled girls. They got together, made the game, and then all went their separate ways.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm really confused. Why is there like a torrent option and a DDL version?
So that's because they're alternate versions. They're alternate ways to download. You can either download through getting a torrent magnet link, because torrent doesn't inherently mean pirating. It's just a way to download things online, or you can get a direct download.
I was not even aware of this.
Yeah, I'm really bad at figuring out how to unpack torrent files, so I just went direct download.
That's okay. I'm an expert at piracy, so I normally pick torrent.
Maybe don't admit that on stream.
Pirating things I legally own already.
Pirating things I legal.
That doesn't make it no.
Don't worry. I don't
You didn't
think
pirate
CD is
anything.
a
Kane is
cop,
definitely
right,
not.
CD?
Alright.
Kane is definitely not.
I have a feeling
Captain
someone's
Dexter.
gonna clip that, by which I mean CD. We have an ongoing series of clips that CD made where it's me out of context saying cursed things.
Leo, I want you to put the time. I made an animatic of the time you just screamed, "A crow ate my star fruit."
I love that video of yours. That's probably my favorite Mr. Squid Whiskers video. Is the animatic of me.
A crow ate my star fruit.
That was a good one. All right. We've messed around for 10 minutes now. I think it's probably time to get started actually reading.
We're still beating my records of like getting started on stream. So, long story
Hey,
short,
it's earlier than last week, so. All right, anyways, Marak, you're up.
Okay. Yuko, are you here?
She says it to... Oh boy, I can't read. She says it to thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail.
Wow. Sorry. That was
Who wants the librarian? CD.
I have the side character of the roommate, so I might not be the best bet.
And then Kane has the doctor as a side character, so I think it's up to Caprice or Marak here.
I have the teacher.
Oh, okay, then I think it's up to Caprice to take the side character.
Alright.
You have been volunteered. Yeah, CD, I know. 4 months late to my next stream.
Is it a girl? Do you know if it's a girl?
It's a girl, yes.
It is a girl.
Fucking, of course. Okay.
You don't have to high pitch. Just
I know.
second.
Aww. Oh, I guess you're right, yeah. Keep going.
The Origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up to extremely rigid attention.
What is that outfit?
It's...
Hi, Lily.
Is it
Can I
one
help
really
you?
bad shirt, or is it an apron over a just normal bad shirt?
Both.
I never paid attention to that before, but...
It looks... Yeah, it just doesn't look right.
It's
What
like
the fuck?
layers of a painting merged into one.
Weird. Anyway.
Anyone who knows the Katawa Shoujo sprite artists, can you, like, hit them up and ask? Ask what they were... ask what drugs they were on when they came up with this? Because they clearly got the good shit.
Oh, you said the line. Alright, move on.
Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head.
Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound.
It's nothing. I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for it, a pencil dropped, and when I was looking for both of them, you came and surprised me.
Yes.
Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing. I've had worse happen to me.
That's scary.
She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter.
Yes. Worse things have happened. Hehehe.
Okay, that's not creepy.
Worse things have happened.
The girl
The
fidgets.
shit I've seen, man.
The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and a very troubled look, she seems to fit a library perfectly.
Ah, Lily, did you get my message?
Message? I can't read. Oh, the 2 important books that arrived?
Right. They finally came. I can't believe it took so long, but...
Amidst her celebrations, partially for managing to change the topics, I'm sure, she notices me from the corner of her eyes and freezes on the spot when she does.
Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry.
The way she can so quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling.
He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian.
Pleased to meet you.
Peace out. Right. Hisao. Pleased to meet you too, Hisao.
For a second, she visibly... I can't fucking read! For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name on her mind so she won't forget. Oh, shit.
Nice to say.
You go off and... How dare you? You can... Fuck. You... you
got
God damn it. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library?
Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror.
Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility.
How it's any responsibility at all, I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are.
But...
So, there are a lot of books in Braille here? I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my head. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense.
Well, I think about a third or a fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio.
Makes sense, given all the blind students that'd be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place?
Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is adequately endowed. That's probably why.
Imagine that in an American school system. A properly endowed library.
Oh.
Sadness.
They spend more on new books than on my salary.
Oh, oof.
To organize and shelve all of them.
Oh.
It's so troublesome, and they weigh so much. I wish I could quit this job.
Jesus.
A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check out the aisles then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if she doesn't keep talking to me.
Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would have those books if it's alright with you.
My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big. Ambling down the narrow aisles, I study the spines of the books in random order, occasionally sliding one out to read the blurb, taking it with me if it looks good. In a few moments, I have a respectable stack of books in my arm. I guess I'll never be stuck for choice in here. The normality of the library sinks in. Sure, there are large print and braille books scattered throughout, but it is what it is. A library. It's as if the calm mood from the room I had tea with Lily and snuck with us in here. Unless it was here to begin with. Something about that puts me at ease, just like before. I reach the end of the aisle and find a collection of desks set up for study or personal reading. Going a little further, though, I discover a nice quiet corner at the back. While the rest of the library has the odd students sitting at a desk, either reading or stealthily sleeping, the back is pretty much deserted. As I glance around, I see someone who I recognize sitting on one of the several beanbags. It's the dark-haired girl from my class, the one who snuck out of the classroom earlier. She's reading a book, keeping it close to her face, which makes her look like she's really into it.
She's totally not.
She's... the character graphics and the dialogue are telling two different stories. From the way she was acting today, I had pegged her more as a delinquent than a bookworm. In fact, her mysterious disappearance from the class raises all sorts of whys in my head. Intrigue floats slowly but surely towards the surface, and before I know it, I'm walking towards the mysterious long-haired girl. I guess there's no harm in introducing myself as I would with anyone else. She is a classmate, after all. Walking over to another beanbag, I take a seat and lay my books beside it. The girl starts, looking scaredly up at me from underneath her fringe. This is the first time I've seen her this close. Underneath her long, dense bangs, I can see that part of her face, at least a third, if not half, is pretty badly scarred. My eyes are immediately drawn to the scars, subconsciously peeking past her hair until they meet her own eyes. For a second, I am shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands. Oh my god, I can't read. For a second, I'm shocked and divert my eyes to the book in her hands before I realize that looking away probably only makes it worse. It takes too many seconds to collect myself, and I remember what I walked up to her for.
Oh crap, we have to vote.
Alright, this we can do it. Do you want to do this in Leo's Den so that anyone can participate who's on the Discord server?
Sure,
I'm
why
fine
not?
with that.
What are the 2 choices? Sorry. Suck up or introduction?
Suck up her introduction.
Sorry.
I feel like she is someone who has been here long enough to not care for apologies. Whereas he had probably find them offensive.
Who reacted with bread?
Bread.
Bread.
Everyone's reacting. Everyone wants bread. We've got 1 suck up and 1 bread and 5 bread.
That doesn't add up. That's. Oh wait, no, mind. I forgot the other.
Wait, which one is sucking up?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Apologize.
say.
Wait a minute. How did we get 6 votes? Because I didn't vote. There's 4 of you guys, and then there's Caprice. No, wait. Then there's CD. Sorry, I said the wrong name. So that's 5 people.
Wait.
Where is number 6?
Crispy Forks?
I
Is he
voted.
here?
You know, I know there's an extra vote. That's what I'm concerned
Majority's
about.
an introduction, so it doesn't.
All right,
really
whatever.
matter.
CD, Maroc, Kane, Coral, Caprese. That's all 5 votes. And then Squid Whiskers voted. Yeah, I don't know.
Isao and Nakai.
Wait, did Quarrel vote?
Yeah.
Quarrel's not even here. Why is he voting? What is Quarrel
Whatever.
doing?
He just shot in the
like,
chat and he was
that
like,
sounds
"Yeah, I
good."
like this one."
He probably saw the bread and was like, yes.
Yes.
Alright.
Wait, how do you say bread in Japan?
Hi, I'm new here. Isao Nakai. We're in the same class. Dot. 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 I'm only gonna do that once today. I'm only gonna do that once today.
Don't worry, I'll try and be better with them.
I just transferred here the other day. Maybe you don't remember? I did a self-introduction, too. The girl still doesn't say a word, but simply stares at me wide-eyed. I'm still getting used to the place, so I'm trying to meet as many people as I can. So, what's your name? Alright, who wants Hanako?
I'll take it.
Alright.
And go.
Alright.
Okay.
I guess that's her voice now.
Alright. And Nako.
Nako.
Oh god.
You had to change it so it's incorrect pronunciation. Whatever. Her speech is stuttering and so quiet that it is barely audible even in the still library. Somehow, I think that my delinquent impression of her was wrong. Hanako, eh? So, what are you reading? She gently tips the book backwards so I can read the title, at the same time hiding her face behind it. She must have noticed me staring before. Life of Pi? Never heard of it before.
Really?
What's it about?
Do you see? Oh, okay. She actually said it, a boy and a tiger.
What?
Kane?
I cannot hear him.
Wait, Kane? Are you
A boar and a tiger. Okay, I'm not gonna. I was trying to be far away from my mic so I could be quiet like her. A boar and a tiger
Oh god.
on a boat.
I can see this taking some time. Sounds interesting. Is it any good? She nods from behind the book, but stays silent. She looks kinda tense. A little bit like Yuko earlier, but in a different way. More like petrified with terror, I'd say. So the mystery delinquent girl turned out to be anything but, and she is quivering in a way that makes it look like she is mortally afraid of me.
Oh wait,
It actually added a
profile's
shake.
actually shaking.
She's actually shaking. The only way out of this, as far as I can tell, is to try and get a normal conversation going. Is it a library book? I'm looking for new ones to read, but there's just so many.
Dude, it's mine.
Oh. So, do you come here often?
That.
A huge blush spreads across Hanako's face, and her eyes widen far larger than I thought it was possible for eyes to do. Uh-oh. Did she interpret my lame attempt at small talk as a feeble attempt to pick her up? I mean, I didn't mean it like that.
I've got to do something.
Without warning, Hanako takes off and runs towards the counter. Her hair life takeoff catches me so off guard that I don't manage to go after her until she has a good head start. By the time I reach the counter, she is nowhere to be seen.
Unlike a lead.
Lily and Yuko are happily chatting away. Knowing that I won't be able to catch Hanako myself, I approach the girls. Hey, did you notice a girl run past here? Priest.
Oh wait.
Oh, what? Oh.
Oh wait, that's not the line. I thought the line girl said, you know what she looked like.
Oh.
Oh no.
Maybe. What did she look like?
Long, dark hair, kinda shy. She had, well, some scars on her face.
You wouldn't be talking about Hanako, would you?
Yeah, that's her. I saw her reading and tried to talk to her, but I think I scared her off or something.
Oh dear. Yuko, would you excuse me? I better try and find her.
Sure. I'll just hold on to these until you come back.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I'll have to explain it to you some other time.
Right. I'll see you later, then. Lily hastily grabs her cane and hurries out of the library, leaving me alone with Yuko. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of this place. Did I do something wrong?
What did you do?
Nothing. I just talked to her. Tried to get to know her. Didn't even manage to get started. Yuko sighs and looks awfully bothered, even more so than she did before.
I guess you weren't wrong so much as tactless.
Tactless?
That girl is a bit of a special case. It's like she never really talks to anyone.
Isn't that a bit strange?
I wonder... It's just how she is, I think.
Ink?
Yuko doesn't sound all that convincing. Then again, maybe this is just the norm around here. Everyone has their own problems, or else they wouldn't be here. Perhaps I was being a little tactless after all. But how should I deal with those people? Forcing myself to act overly... Oh boy. Forcing myself to act overly casual only makes me feel phony. Like I was supposed to be ignoring the elephant in the room. Yuko fidgets, looking like she wants to say something to that, but resists it.
I think it's an elephant only if you feel that way.
I guess she doesn't have a good sense of self-restraint. It makes me smile, and she blushes heavily.
What? Did that sound stupid?
Yes.
No, it sounded really wise. I guess you're right. It's more about me than anyone else. Neither of us has anything to add, so Yuko fills the silence by shuffling some papers around. People who have papers on their desk really like doing that.
Did you find any books? I should be closing soon. I mean, this library should be closing, but I have to do it. I hope that's not too inconvenient for you.
Oh, yeah, I want some books, but I left them over there because I'll just go get them. I fetched my stack of books from beside the beanbags where Hanako and I were sitting and returned at the counter.
Wow, you read a lot, don't you?
I surprised myself with that too, honestly. At least when I really think about it. I had a lot of free time earlier this year, so I just kind of started reading books to fill that time. I couldn't do much else.
I see.
But she doesn't say anything else, and just checks out my books for me. I guess this is what they call tact. Holding the library books in one arm, I trawl my pocket for the key to the door. A sudden sound from behind startles me, making me nearly drop the books I'm carrying, or the key that I almost managed to get into the lock. I'm gonna go ahead and let you in on a little secret. Whiskers, that's you.
Who is it?
He's getting a dating advice book, I just noticed that.
Wait, what?
No, that's just what CD put in chat.
Protagonist Coonwood.
He's getting a copy of the life and legacy of Suni Suzuki.
Oh no.
I turn around to see who's talking to me. Oh, did you not say that line yet?
I did, but I'm completely wrong because I didn't know it was Kenji.
Oh. Yes, he is. He's got the life and legacy of Suni Suzuki, copy of your fan fiction, and then what else has he got in that stack of books of his?
Hero's Guide to Being Hero from Memorial.
No, he's got a book on the hero's archetype, or the hero's journey, whatever that thing is. I turn around to see who's talking to. He's got the entire Sword Art Online franchise, even the spin-offs.
No.
God. I'm sorry.
Heroes battling tips. I turn around to see who's talking to me. It's Kenji. He seems to be in a friendly mood, although the light glinting off his glasses in the darks gives him a sinister look. It's just me. This makes him pause and lick his lips nervously.
Who is me? I don't know anyone called me. Are you some new guy again?
His voice is suddenly strained and quick. Yes, but we've met before. Yesterday.
I don't think so. I would remember someone who I only met only yesterday. When was that? What day is today?
I try to ignore him. Is he joking or what?
Prove that we've met before.
You live across the hall. You're Kenji. Kenji jumps back, his eyes filled with an uncomprehending fear.
How do you know my name? Damn, this can only mean one of two things. Either we have met and you're telling the truth, and I can't just remember it, or you are a spy.
Very weird saying this is the first pair of teeth we've seen in this game so far.
Oh my god, you're right. It's freaking me out.
I know Whiskers is doing a bang-up job of voicing this guy.
Oh, it's perfect.
He pauses.
A psychic spy.
What?
His eyes dart around me, trying to peek into my room, although it's hard to believe he can see anything through those thick glasses. His mood swung from friendly to manic in less than a minute. I'm not a psychic.
How do I know that? I'm not a mind reader.
Kenji points a finger in my face, damningly.
Unlike you.
Stop that, man. We met yesterday. What's wrong with you? I live in this room.
Lies. Do you think you can pass as
Frick, how do you say it?
Hisao.
Hisao?
Hisao because I'm legally blind? You are sorely mistaken. You don't even look like him. I mean, the resemblance is real slim. Maybe at a distance, but who do you think you're kidding?
I want to grab him by his shoulders and shake him. Exasperated, I rub my eyes and let out a heavy sigh.
Stay there.
Kenji comes closer, one careful step at a time. I stay still. Lest he assault me physically. Although I doubt he could do much damage, even if he did.
Oh wait, I see it now. Damn it, it really is you.
Sighing again, and then once again for good measure, I step backwards just in case.
What's up, man? You don't look too good. I think. Something wrong?
I don't know. I just had something stupid happen to me. A few stupid things, actually, even if you discount this one. I just can't get a proper touch on other people here. I have no idea if it's because of me or because of them. I don't know why I'm telling this to Kenji. It's not like we've had any contact either.
It's rough, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry about calling you a psychic spy and all, but you can never be too careful. It's the hard reality that we live in.
I'm slowly starting to think that Kenji isn't necessarily living in the same reality as the rest of us.
Dude, he's at Hogwarts. Look at that scarf.
CD,
He's
you...
at Gryffindor.
He said Hogwarts. CD, you weren't there for the... CD, you weren't there for the Stardew Valley Empires finale. We got Whiskers to say fuck for the final moment of Stardew Valley Empires. And there's a good chance that that's never seeing the light of day because Whiskers lost all the footage and I'm editing it really slowly.
I still miss that footage. On a daily basis.
You see, this is how it is, this world. There is no justice. You see, even when I lose, I win because I don't lose the lesson.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know what I'm voicing this game.
It doesn't matter.
Simply playing 4D chess.
Completely.
He dismisses it flatly with a wave of his hand.
Oh, frick. Oh. So, what happened? Why the long face? Do you have a long face?
It's nothing. I just scared off some girl accidentally. Literally, too. She actually ran away from me. It was my fault, really, I think. I'm not really used to all this yet.
A girl? A cute girl?
Cute? That's a hard question. She had a nice body and really beautiful hair, but the face... Hisao!
Isao.
Remember, Hisao is ableist.
Wait it out.
He still hasn't gone through his character arc yet.
Will he ever?
Yeah,
Let us know.
he will.
Depends on the route, Leo says.
Depends on the route.
I guess it could go either way. Alright. Drop that in chat.
This is definitely a crucial point.
This is actually a very crucial choice.
Oh.
Okay, I say very crucial, but considering we fucked up the last choice, if we want to get on Hanako's route, we have to...
That's a better one. You go, Marat.
I was gonna put Cutie and then
Wait, I'm so confused.
and then I'd rather be Lily.
I'd rather be Lily.
I'd rather be Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah, sure.
I wonder if, who the fuck? CD, what have you done?
I mean, I guess
wanna
he
follow
also... He was...
Hold on, I got a worse one.
All of them are dead to me. Did you all fucking change your minds?
No, I think it's currently still 3 for Cutie, 2 for I'd rather be Lily. I just put the sunglasses as a joke. It's not my actual vote. Take it out.
Alright. I was... So CD and Caprice have gone with I'd rather be Lily.
Yep.
And
You're not
Kane...
understanding my voice?
Kane, Whiskers, and Marak have gone with... Alright, we've got a 3-2 split, so... I did save, right? Yes, I did.
Knowing you, there's no way you forgot, but you're still gonna do it anyways.
I'm still gonna do it anyways.
and there's nothing wrong with
We
that.
don't need a date. We only need Kenji. That was foreshadowing.
Oh,
Yeah,
What?
cute, I guess.
I knew it. There are a lot of cute girls here, a strangely disproportionate amount. I believe this is one of the dark secrets of this school. I tried to warn you, man, but did you listen?
I don't remember any such warning. Dark secrets?
Yes, dark secrets. Extremely dark, like a black hole. Have you noticed that the number of girls in this school is slightly but significantly higher than the number of boys? It's like 60 to 40.
He turns his head to the left and stares off into the distance at nothing.
Why is it like this? I mean, to the untrained eye, it doesn't appear that bad, but that is a full 20%. One would think that a school with such a huge pool of women would be a man's dream, but no.
Oh god, what is happening to this character?
What I'm about to tell you could blow your mind. Are you ready?
I don't know where this is going, but I
Really-
think I won't
really-
be missing much by cutting out now.
Kenji thinks we're in the Matrix. Keep going.
No, I am not ready.
Damn it.
I only
I
get
wanted
as
to-
far as turning the doorknob before Kenji starts talking again, showing that he doesn't really care if my mind is blown or not.
I believe that this school is a battleground, the site of a feminist infiltration.
Well, Kenji's an incel?
Oh god, okay.
Are you
This
surprised?
disparity in the number of men to women is a clear sign of how far they have come. In case this Cold War turns hot, they will have superiority in numbers.
This Cold War turns hot.
Just another skirmish in the internal war against the forces of the feminists. They're everywhere. In Japan, women outnumber men. It's not a 40s, a 60-40 split, but it's only a matter of time, man. Even in America, women are the majority by a hair. They're building up their numbers. In the past, the buildup of a military has always been the clearest sign of an imminent war. Japan is just the first step. Our economy is badass, and the country itself is small and isolated. It's a huge part of the Pacific in terms of political value. The perfect target. They are so cunning, as expected of women.
What is this music?
Why was that oddly timed up?
Soon, the day will come when...
Kenji's voice trails off ominously.
That is why you can't trust them. They will string you along and then kill you, just as they killed me. You will end up just like me.
What?
Oh, hell no. I can't stop myself from blurting it out.
Hey, what the hell does that mean?
You said it, not me. It's the best I can think of.
So, you're not supposed to say something like that? Damn, so rude. Where was I? Oh yes, vast feminist conspiracy.
Stop it, stop! I lost you way, way back there somewhere. Somewhere around feminist infiltration?
You heard of Paula? That's cool, I have some graphs and stuff in my room. And puppets. You like puppets?
No puppets.
You don't like puppets, okay. Graphs are still cool though, right?
He speaks energetically, responding almost before I'm done talking, moving his hands in an animated way as he continues to rant on. This is too strange. I had him pegged as relatively normal, but it's clear that I was wrong.
Something on your mind,
Kenji's just
dude?
a real one.
A real G. Just thinking about what it's like to be the last sane man in an insane world. Kenji frowns, looking deeply upset.
I hear you, man. You mean that's you? That can't be, because I'm the last sane man in an insane world. That is my dream. You can't just steal a man's dream. What the hell? There can't be two last sane men. It would invalidate that whole last part. And that part is kind of important. There could only be one, like in that foreign movie where there could only be one. And in the end, there is only one dude left, because that was the point.
So that's Face Off, starring John Travolta and Nick Cage.
Wait, what movie was that?
Face Off, starring John Travolta and Nick Cage, in which John Travolta and Nick Cage swap faces.
Yeah, that movie is wild.
I've never seen it. I've played this game several times before, and every time I was like, what fucking movie are they talking
I
about?
made that up. I don't know what movie they're talking about. The movie's real, and it fits the plot, but I doubt they're talking about that.
Oh.
Sorry.
I've
guessed
never...
what you all.
You had me there.
Here, let's look it up in the meantime. What movies are you referencing?
I've played... Okay, so I played the whole game through once, but I've played through the common route that we're on right now. I've played through that like a half a dozen times at least. Partially because you have to go through it multiple times to get to all the individual routes. And then partially because I started replaying this game at one point and then I never actually got any further than the common route, so I've seen that joke play out multiple times before. I have never seen anyone talk so heatedly and so defensively about absolutely nothing before.
Anyway, if you wait here, I can get my graphs. I also have a list of the other dark and complex conspiracies that this school holds, tangled as... Wait, finish my analogy for me. Be a pal.
I'm going to bed now. It's extremely late.
It's 5:30 in the afternoon. That doesn't sound like an analogy, but whatever. I like you. You seem like a cool dude. Most people don't understand what I'm talking about when I try to explain the vast feminist conspiracy. Denial is a terrible thing. Later.
He claps me on the back and then vanishes into his room so quickly and quietly it's like he didn't even open the door, but instead walked right through it like a ghost. I don't know if I can fully digest what just happened, so I give up and go to my room, kicking off my shoes before falling face first into bed. It takes me some time to relax and get up so I can get started on homework. It's because the sheets are cool and comforting against my cheeks, and it feels good just lying there with my eyes closed. This school is like some kind of bizarre and surreal island. It's isolated on top of a mountain, and each person is stranger than the last. I just can't seem to fit in. What irony. One would think that fitting in a place that's made for people who are unfit for anywhere else would be easy. Maybe I'm trying too hard. Although I say that, it doesn't help take the edge off, and the words are left echoing off my empty walls. I guess it's not as bad as I expected, though. This place really is more a school and less a hospital pretending to be a school than I thought it would be. If nothing else, the scenery is beautiful. I open one eye, seeing the school books and bottles of pills arranged side by side on my desktop. Maybe this place is too much like a normal school after all.
What? I thought we already had a title drop.
Huh? No, that's the
I think
scene
that was
change.
okay.
That's the scene change.
And it's like,
Oh, that's the... Wait, scene change? That's what considered scene? That scene went on forever.
yeah.
Touché. I guess.
I feel very
Wait for
tired
some
this
more.
morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring
Well,
day.
damn.
On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join the student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so this situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see that Shizune and Misha are looking at me. Shizune that gives me a smile that is equal parts cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now. There is no escape."
Teacher! Looks like we're together again! Yay!
Misha leans sideways while
That voice is hilarious.
Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window.
Only it was a decision.
jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. I did not miss Misha's voice.
Fuck you.
How dare you say
That was CD, not
That is
me.
the voice of an angel.
I can
I
tell.
love it.
Dot dot. Oh, come on, cut my line.
What's wrong, Hee-chan?
Dot dot dot.
Oh, Hee-chan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you would think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's okay, Hee-chan. We were talking about it after you left. And it would be rude to expect you to already have an answer for us this early, right? Right?
I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. And even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overtly dramatic and important way. When I actually look at the stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only 2 problems. I almost want to say something about how a rush to get started seems a bit much, considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is, and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her so much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room and catch Hanako trying her hand at solving the problem. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her work with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there? Priest.
Oh. Huh? Who, Hee-chan?
Her. Hanako, over there. Does she always work alone?
I think so, Hee-chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone?
I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us, or something.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Hee-chan.
Why not?
Hee-chan wouldn't get along with her.
Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. It's nervous, but still has that lilting up and down quality present in everything she says.
Just because, Hee-chan.
By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation, and it makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything she has been saying this whole time.
Dot dot.
What, Hee-chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not going to say that.
Dude.
You said it anyway.
I know, Hee-chan. It's fine if you're over here.
I wonder if this is Misha's way of keeping things fair, since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand a thing Shizune was saying. And vice versa. Is that also...
each other. Sorry, go.
Is that also why she signs all the time? So there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of?
Dot dot dot.
Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Hee-chan.
We finish with time to spare, and I decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria, as, frankly, the food so far has been so par. This sends Shizune and Misha... This sends Shizune and Misha arguing among themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. But what about the bill? Are they just arguing for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from the previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in the class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, rearranging desks. The ones with actual boxed lunches mix in and... The ones with actual boxed lunches mixed in and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. But, when I watch Hanako, It feels that I'm the only one who can see her. Almost as if she was invisible. Sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I've started watching her. Guess she's waiting for someone. What to
Stop
do?
looking.
That was a very weird statement.
Which one?
She hasn't turned a page since I started watching her.
Oh, that one, yeah. Alright, put the choices in chat.
Decision time. Read like a loser or wait like a loser.
Wait, I lost the plot a little bit. What's the decision on?
I think restaurant. What restaurant's the best?
So Shizune and Misha are debating what restaurants in town are the best.
Okay.
And so he is trying to decide if he should read his book or wait for Shizune and Misha to come to a decision on the best restaurant.
Ooh.
So do we want to mess around with Hanako or do we want to mess around with Shizune and Misha?
How would reading our book help with Hanako?
I don't
It
know. I
doesn't,
feel like
but
that's what
it
the game
kind
is
of...
going for.
Alright, I'm not going to explain the flowchart to you guys. I'm just going to let you figure it out for yourselves.
Fair enough.
Read
Be
the
a
book.
nerd.
Knowledge is important. Wait, we have to vote. Shoot.
Read like a loser or wait like a loser?
Aren't they basically
Nice.
the same choice?
Ah,
There's a lot of choices in the
50-50.
game that are like that, where there's like, the distinction between the two choices is subtle at best.
yeah. Leo, we need a
This is the first
tiebreaker.
time it's happened.
I have to
It's
tiebreaker?
2-2.
You have tiebreaker.
Hold on.
But he has flowchart
Wait,
knowledge.
CD hasn't... Okay, CD just...
CD voted.
CD voted, so
Oh.
now we're good.
Who cares
We
if he
have
has
to wait
full
for
check?
answers.
I'm explicitly trying to avoid voting because I do have the flowchart knowledge.
Fair.
Mm.
So, we have Wait Like a Loser. I did save, right?
I'm sure you did.
Yes,
Yes.
twice. Count them 3 times now.
Save twice, cut once.
Save twice, cut once. Misha and Shizune are still arguing about their choice for a lunch place. Incomprehensible for a pair of high school students who have to take a taxi at least to make it to downtown and back in time. Haven't you finished already?
Oh, sorry, Hee-chan. Were you waiting for us?
Dot, dot, dot.
You don't have any plans?
Wait, you missed the whole them being high school students memo, CD? Plans?
For lunch?
Well, I don't, so I thought I could hang out with you guys. Misha smiles victoriously at my lack of plans and excitedly translates my response to Shizune.
Dot, dot, dot.
If you don't have anything specific planned out, do you want to eat lunch with me and Hee-chan? Oh, we're going to town for lunch. Don't worry, Hee-chan, it's not that far.
Sure, I'll come with you. And with that, we leave the classroom.
I forgot about the painting.
Oh,
Just-
the painting. The ugliest painting I've seen.
Alright, who wants the next named character?
We have not seen them. We don't
Yeah,
know
it's
who
just a
they
Japan thing, CD. Alright, I'll let you see who they are first then. Just around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a runaway train. Ouch. Alright, now you've seen her. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer-like green eyes looking up at me. They belong to the perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and has now fallen down onto the hallway floor.
The middle of the school. Why are you in your PE uniform?
She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have on during a lunch break. More striking than that, though, is that she doesn't have legs.
No.
Or she does, but they are not flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh and bone thighs end in shins and feet made of some black, metallic, or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting.
He's Sal. Don't die now.
The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Twin Tails Girl. Alright, who wants Twin Tails Girl?
I officially have 2 routed girls. I'm gonna sit this one up.
Yeah, so Kane's at max. Who doesn't have one yet? Because I know someone doesn't.
I have.
I don't think you have a main. You don't have a main character yet, Whiskers. You want to take this one?
Sure.
As much dialogue as women hater Kenji has. Technically not an MC.
Oh man, hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going, you just came out of nowhere. Sorry.
She's looking really apologetic, in the hurt puppy sort of way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since hurt puppies are my weak spot. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ouch.
No.
I say that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest, and I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself, don't forget your medication, and most of all, don't get hit in the chest. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heart beat.
Don't die.
Alright.
It
We
seems
took the long
normal.
route. This one ends in death.
It seems normal.
Hey, should I get a nurse?
The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snaps me out of it. I stare at her for a few seconds dumbfounded until I realize that I probably looked worse off than I really was. Doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart.
I would say you're accurately worried about your heart.
Yeah.
No need. I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pull myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me. Big time. But it's nothing more than that.
You sure you're okay? I hit you pretty hard.
It's okay. I said I was fine, and nothing's broken. No harm done.
That's good. I
I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time the girl... Oh, what the hell? I feel a hand on my shoulder at the same time the girl's eyes widen in horror, and whatever she was saying gets interrupted by a very horrified... What the fuck? I don't have time to look behind me because Shizune is already shoving me aside and stomping over to the girl, signing furiously at her.
Miss, Zaki, I saw that. Running in the halls is strictly forbidden.
Misha translates, right on Shizune's tail, but her voice is girlishly playful, not full of the divine fury Shizune's arm movements would seem to call for.
I'm sorry, I was just going to get some stuff and I was in kind of a hurry.
Whiskers is a great voice actor. Whiskers is nailing his roles right now.
It is.
Nearly 7 years of YouTube will do that to you. Very slowly and carefully and methodically.
You've been told this 1,000 times before. Your reckless behavior endangers other students, and even worse, it's explicitly against the school regulations.
Your priorities seem to be a little off there, Shizune. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute I find myself smiling.
I know that. I was just
Oh, Dot. Forgot the third.
You're killing it, King.
Make sure that this will not happen again. Although I'm sure telling you this is futile and only causes me further headache when you choose to ignore the regulations. Got that, Emmy?
The small girl sticks out her tongue in response.
yeah. And I gotta go. Teacher, I'll have my head. Promised to help with what the frick is that word? Printouts. But I went running instead. Sorry, but I gotta change in everything.
Before Misha, Shizune, or I can say anything, she's already bolted from where she was a second ago, almost halfway toward the stairwell. Shizune looks like she's about to go nuclear on the spot, so I smile at her in a vain attempt to calm her down.
Dot. Dot, dot. Oh, wait, she's not angry.
Are you okay, Hee-chan? That Ibarazaki girl is always like that, causing trouble to others.
You know, I'm pretty sure Shizune wouldn't call me Hee-chan.
Never mind, never mind.
Oh, that's not my thought.
That's not your dots. Yeah, anyway, I'm okay. I just got the wind knocked out of me.
Sorry,
Dot,
that just
dot,
sounded really
dot.
funny to me. That's not my dots.
Great, Hee-chan.
I wouldn't call that great, but I'll let it slide this one time.
Dot, dot, dot.
So? Oh wait, shit.
So, let's go, Hee-chan, to have lunch. We promise it'll be great.
I'll take your word for it. What kind of place is it? A restaurant or something?
Dot, dot, dot. Yeah, I gotta say, it is like actually hard. I have to pay more attention doing these lines than I am doing like Hanako's, because it's not consistent when the dot dot dots. It doesn't flow like a natural conversation. So I can be like, okay, I can listen instead of look.
Yeah.
It's a tea house, Hee-chan.
A tea house? That sounds kind of fancy.
Dot dot dot.
Why are you looking at your wallet, Hee-chan? It's okay. If you don't have any money, we'll cover for you.
That's really nice of you. Thanks.
It's okay, Hee-chan. After all, we're friends, right, Hee-chan?
It's only been 3 days. Are we really friends that quickly? Heh. But hearing that makes me happy.
It'd be really funny if they were like, the student council will subsidize.
The student
Your
council
meal.
will subsidize your meal.
Loan. Dot dot dot.
Ah, it's only for today, though. No if you accept right now. Do you want to go, Hee-chan?
I start wondering if this is some kind of trap. Is this Misha's suggestion or Shizune's? This is important. I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives of a girl whose favorite pastime is a game of world domination. No, I'm just being paranoid.
Sorry, run that back. I missed that. What about world domination? Like,
I'm
yeah,
still a little
like-
I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives
No,
of
no,
a
no.
girl.
Like I heard. What do they mean by that?
She likes.
They
to play
played Risk last time.
Oh shit. Pardon my French.
I mean, we haven't been.
I mean, there's curse words in the game.
No, I'm just being paranoid. Actually,
What?
they have grown on me already, and I do have to go to town sometimes, so why not now, with them? I've never actually been to the tea house before. All my expectations are from what I've seen about them on TV. But those are period dramas, and these are modern times. It might just be a regular cafe, and they're just calling it a tea house. Either way, I'm curious about that, too. So there's another reason for me to join them. Sure.
That's great, Hee-chan. That's great. Great. Yay!
Misha hops up and down briefly to show how happy she is, which causes a few heads to turn towards us. Shizune opts for a polite, tiny clap that lasts for all of 2 seconds before she goes back to looking stoic as usual. Would it kill you to be a little happier, Shizune?
Not supposed to say that.
That.
Oh, I wasn't aware that Hee-chan was a king.
Pardon?
Shizune pushes her glasses up as Misha delivers her message, totally without sarcasm. I guess it would sting more if she could say it with the intent Shizune meant behind it, so for once I'm happy to have Misha as a barrier between us.
Oh.
I'm not telling you to jump for joy just because I'm having lunch with you. I'm not that arrogant. She seems to accept this, and we head to town with Shizune leading the way. Watching her walk in front of me, I noticed that she walks with very quick... fucking kill me. I noticed that she walks very quickly, taking long, heavy, determined strides. Maybe if we were traveling through a snowstorm, it would make sense to walk like that, but it's a perfectly clear day. Anyway, it's making me feel exhausted just watching her. We arrive at the tea house in what Misha says is record time, likely because of Shizune's blazing pace. I feel a little let down seeing that it's not a huge feudal-era building with mats on the floor and women in kimonos pouring tea. It actually is more like a cafe, as I thought. Not that it's a bad thing. It looks very nice. As soon as I walk through the doors, someone zooms in front of us, as if they had been lying in wait the entire time.
Welcome. Thank you for patronizing this establishment.
What?
The top half of her body drops forward in a bow that looks like an axe chopping through wood. I'm surprised to see that it's none other than Yuko, the librarian. Hey, I didn't know you worked here.
Oh, yes, I do. I'm a waitress. I've been working here for 1 year, 6 months, and 2 weeks now. Thank you for choosing to come here. Is there anything I can do for you?
Hi, Yu-chan!
Hello.
Misha, you both know her? You both know her too?
Of course, Yu-chan. Yu-chan works in the library after all. I don't go there often myself, but Yu-chan knows her. And we both come here a lot. So it's like we see her all the time.
Yes. Should I get you your usuals? And if there's anything you want, please feel free to tell me at any time.
You don't have to be so formal. We all know each other. It's also pretty empty today, so she can afford to take it easy. I was hoping she would stop looking so nervous, but my words have the opposite effect.
No, I'm a waitress. This is my job. I have to do it properly.
Wait,
Okay. That works for Shi-chan. Yu-chan, please get Shi-chan what she usually gets. And I'll have some green tea with milk and honey.
No pressure.
Yes, but this is my job, and there's always pressure. I'm sorry, I'm arguing with the customer. Sorry.
Yuko takes another 100-mile-per-hour bow. I decide to give it up and join Shizune and Misha at a table.
Hour of an axe cutting wood.
As soon as I sit down, Yuko comes by looking even more upset than before.
I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I forgot to take your order. I'm not attentive to customers. That's not right. I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do to make up for it, please tell me.
I'm just in.
This poor child.
Yo. That.
Why did it suddenly decide to go for like this angle? What?
Character graphic?
Yeah.
Did you say your dots yet?
Let's play enough.
Yeah, I did. Dot. I got real close to the mic. I don't know if you picked it up. Dot.
It's okay, Yu-chan. Yu-chan didn't order anything, so it's not your fault. Don't be upset.
It's true. I guess I should order now, but I really don't know what this place serves, and there doesn't seem to be a menu. Yeah, she's right. I'll have some coffee and a sandwich if you have one. Whichever sandwich you think is the best tasting one here. The best tasting one here, because Shizune is paying for my meal. Shizune frowns and gives me alternating looks of surprise, indignation, and bemusement, unable to decide between the three.
Dot.
Yu-chan, just how much money do you have in your wallet? It can't be that little, right? Right? We should split the cost 3 ways to make it fair. Yeah, I won't accept anything else.
Misha turns to Yuko.
Yu-chan, Shi-chan says she wants the 3 of whatever is the most expensive item on the menu.
No!
Haha, just kidding, Yu-chan.
Okay. I think that the turkey sandwich is the most delicious sandwich, and it comes with free soup. A good employee would try to recommend the item that there's the most of, though, or the most expensive item. Am I bad at my job?
No, that sounds good. I'll have that. And some coffee.
Okay.
Does she have a character arc, or is she just gonna be like this?
She's just gonna be like this.
No.
She comes back a few minutes later with our drinks and my sandwich. Shizune seems to be fine with just her tea, while Misha also ordered a parfait. I don't know why, because I can't imagine many other things that would go worse with tea. Oh well. I take a bite out of my sandwich. It's very good.
Oh wait, no, she's drinking.
Hee-chan, have you thought about joining the student council?
Huh?
Oh, this was a bribe. Dot, dot, dot.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Hee-chan.
I washed my food down with a sip of coffee, which is also surprisingly good. But now's not the time to remark on how this place has good food. You said you understood that it was too early to expect me to make a decision this quickly. That was like 3 hours ago.
Dot, dot, dot.
Just a moment.
Wow.
Take
Game changing. Probably the most important decision we've made all day. Full nerd? Yay or nay?
Wait, what?
I assume we're about to decide whether or not we hit the student council since you went to save.
No, I just did that accidentally.
Ah.
I can't remember. You guys may have accidentally locked yourselves onto Shizune's route already, or there may be a choice coming up here. I can't remember which it is.
Well,
Alright. Okay.
Alright.
A man should be decisive, Hee-chan.
dot, dot, dot.
You really should join the student council, Hee-chan. Come on, it'll be fun.
People always say, come on, it'll be fun, about things that are never, ever fun.
Dot, dot, dot.
Don't you believe me, Hee-chan?
Is Shizune saying that, or Misha? What a cute expression. But the effect is somewhat jarring, like she has split personalities.
Just about to comment on asking which one said that. Dot, dot, dot.
Hee-chan, it's depressing. We just want to spend time with you.
Dot, dot, dot. That's a gold-faced
Hee-chan.
lie.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
Dot, dot, dot.
Yep, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all our problems.
Dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, I also thought Hee-chan would appreciate it. That makes me sad.
Suddenly I feel really left out. It's rude to talk about someone without letting them in the conversation. Shizune adjusts her glasses, laughing to herself.
Dot, dot, dot.
Oh, but it's true, Hee-chan. And you'd be helping us out. Membership has been really low this year.
How low?
Ah, it's a secret, Hee-chan.
It's just them.
No, I want to know how low it was. How low is low?
Ha ha ha!
5?
Dot, dot, dot. That's the
Lower?
one time where she totally could have just said anything. Like, that was probably what she just said.
Well,
0?
Dot, dot, dot.
ha ha ha! Hee-chan, that isn't important. What matters is the members low. No. And that is why we would appreciate you giving us a hand, especially with the festival coming up so soon. And we're looking to be a busy year ahead in general.
So you're not going to answer my question.
Dot, dot, dot.
Nope.
I sigh and straighten up in my chair, trying to look as defiant as possible. because this seems like a big issue and I do not want to let it go that easily. I feel silly, like a blowfish. Fine, at least tell me this. How many people are in the student council? Total.
Well, Hee-chan, we're definitely undermanned, but we have enough members to get the job done. Yep.
It's not just the two of you, is it?
Hee-chan, that's funny. It's definitely not just us.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure?
Yep.
I stare at them both, trying to see if they will slip up and confirm my worst fears. Misha frowns, looking uncomfortable. But that is probably because I'm staring at her. Shizune, on the other hand, returns my gaze with one of her own. Maybe she is challenging me, peering at me over the rim of her glasses like that. So teasing and surprisingly immature, like a little girl beckoning someone to play with her.
Hee-chan, your two cute student council representatives have been trying to make you feel welcome and are even treating you to lunch. You should show your gratitude by joining the council so at least you can help them out. Yeah, it would be great if you could just file some papers for us, and the festival's coming up, and we have to build some stalls for the games and food, just a few. So, if you were there, it would be a lot easier for us. Please, Hee-chan.
What an interesting good cop, bad cop routine. I'll give it a shot, why not? Just a shot. Hold on, where the fuck? Okay, I'll give it a trial run. It doesn't mean I'm joining or anything definite. Just that I'll help out a little, and then I'll see. And this makes us even for lunch. I'm not doing this because I want to. I finish off the last of my sandwich, and this makes Misha notice for the first time in a while that she has a parfait. She starts digging in, much to Shizune's chagrin, because I can tell from the way she plays with her fingers that she has a lot to say. Every time I look at Shizune, she looks back with such focus and intensity. This time is no exception. Her face is expressionless. Maybe she is thinking. Eventually, it gives way to a smile. She signed something, and obviously I can't understand it at all. She has to know that. Then again, she does it again. A childish playfulness, showing through in the speed and energy of her gestures. Misha, what did she say?
What?
Misha looks up from her parfait, torn between wanting to help out and going back to eating. What does this mean? I try my best to make the same movement with my hand that Shizune did. I come to realize quickly that this isn't very easy. Imagine doing this all day as your only means of communication.
Sorry, Hee-chan, I can't tell you.
Why not? Is it an insult?
No, Hee-chan, I can't tell you because it means something nice.
Something nice, huh? Well, they've gone back to their tea and food, so I guess this conversation is over for now. I don't really understand, but this makes me wish that I could. Maybe I could even try learning sign language. The school might have courses for it. Would I really do that? I think about it as I finish the rest of my coffee. I wonder why I'd even be motivated to think about it. I'm enjoying myself so much that I don't even notice that we were supposed to be back in class 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
Even if I were to start heading back to school right now, it would take at least 30 minutes, maybe? I can't risk running fast with my condition, so it would take at least that long to get there. Well, 10 minutes late already as I am, it wouldn't matter even if I could teleport.
Something wrong, Hee-chan?
I just realized lunch break ended 10 minutes ago. It's only my third day and I'm already gonna miss a class.
Yep, you are already right.
Hey, that's not funny, and so are you. And aren't you two in the student council? You're setting a bad example.
Hee-chan is so moral. ... But Hee-chan is right. He's late for class, and it looks like you're kidding too. Hee-chan, because you're not making an effort to go. As your student council representatives, we're going to have to do something about this and make sure you're punished for it.
But you two dragged me out here. This is all your fault. Take responsibility. ...
Hee-chan, we were just taking a prospective student council member out to try and recruit him. It's business. But you're not a member of the council, so there's no excuse.
Extortion?
Yes, there is. That prospective student council member is clearly me. ...
Yes! Are you gonna join the student council, Hee-chan?
Shizune raises her teacup haughtily and wags her outstretched pinky finger up and down.
Hee-chan, if only you were a member of the student council. You can still join now, Hee-chan. If you join now, you won't be in any trouble at all. And we'll be able to take any more nice excursions like this all the time. It'll be fun.
I start to think that maybe this was all an elaborate setup leading to this moment. Maybe Shizune lured me out here, banking on the possibility that I'd lose track of time and forced into this situation. Diabolical. Well, considering what I know of her, I should have been more on my guard. But to admit that I got myself into this, even slightly, would be unforgivable. I try and read Shizune's intentions in her eyes, but she just returns my stare blankly, innocently. She takes a sip of tea, like she's mocking me.
I don't have water to sip right now, just act like I did that.
By the way, Hee-chan, I didn't plan this at all. Things just happened to work out this way.
I was almost about to drop my theory as paranoia, but this puts a new spin on things. I almost fall over in awe. So it really was an elaborate setup from the very beginning. All just to burn me and force me to join the student council. ...
You look nervous, Hee-chan. Did you really think we were tricking you this whole time?
You're not?
Hee-chan, you really thought?
Misha frowns, looking heartbroken. Shizune quickly frowns as well, following her lead. How synchronized. Two of a perfect pair. They must be twins.
Hee-chan says she's flattered, Hee-chan. But doing that kind of thing would be a grossly inappropriate abuse of power and imposing on your free will. And it would be blackmail too. Hee-chan would never do anything like that. Never.
She plays risk.
I think about asking Misha, are you sure, but resist the urge to.
Anyway, Hee-chan, what Hee-chan said is true. Since you're with us and we're doing student council work, it's okay if we miss a class or two. Not that this is a good excuse to do so. Or one that should be used more than 3 times a month. Or something that can or should be abused. Well, we must definitely return to class. Eventually. Wow!
Shizune waves Yuko over and points to her empty teacup, indicating that she wants another one. And Misha scrambles to finish her parfait so she can order something else. Maybe I should as well. I am still hungry and the portions here are a little on the small side. Most importantly, Shizune is paying for everything. With that in mind, I ask Yuko for another sandwich. By the time we leave the tea shop, I've missed not just one class, but 2. Shizune and Misha seem content to let the whole day pass by, stalling for even more time by suggesting a tour of the town that turns out to cover a 2-block radius from where we start. Eventually, we do go back to school, and the rest of the day is business as usual. When classes are over, Shizune and Misha pack their bags and leave the room before me. Come to think of it, this is the first time they've left me alone. It's strange, I almost missed them. The room empties quickly, and I'm the last one out the door. When I try leaving the lobby, however, an arm lowers itself in front of me like a bridge gate, stopping me in my tracks. ... Oh. Hi, Shizune. A pair of hands from behind cover my eyes, followed by a sharp burst of laughter.
Oh. Hi, Lee-chan. Guess who?
Misha asked the question completely without sarcasm, meaning she doesn't think I instantly knew it was her for many obvious reasons. I wonder who it could be. Well, it's definitely not Misha.
It is!
Misha swings around to stand in front of me, beside Shizune.
I feel about the very odd attention to detail of there being shadow hands before it fully undark. That was an oddly high effort hand removal transition.
Yeah, I was like scary. Like, are we gonna get kidnapped a lot in this game?
Are we gonna get kidnapped a lot? Something you must always ask yourself when you're playing a visual novel. Am I about to get kidnapped?
Gotta weigh my options. ... Hello?
He did the dots.
There we go.
Hee-chan, are you busy right now?
Busy going to my room, yeah. See you two tomorrow. I try to make a break for it, but Shizune is too agile to get past. As someone who used to play soccer, this is embarrassing. Not to mention that this behavior is drawing some odd looks. I should just quit while I'm ahead.
No, for a wise like this scene in particular, oddly high effort. That was also a new transition. What the? ...
Hee-chan, could you please go upstairs and get a few things for us from the art room?
That's a good point, CD. Why me?
Hee-chan thinks that if the art teacher sees us, he will say hi, and she doesn't like him.
Ignore him. ...
She tried, but even though she tried his stuff, he'll try to say hi. Anyway. Hi, anyway.
Run away? ...
I never run.
A tone of finality so strong that I can pick it up even through Misha. I can see there's no use pursuing this further with Shizune. Misha, why can't you go get them?
Airs make me dizzy, Hee-chan.
What?
Shizune nods, as if to confirm it.
Please, Hee-chan, we need these things to build stalls for the festival, and you said you'd help out a little, right? Right?
I really shouldn't, but I guess just this once would be alright. Okay.
That's great, Hee-chan. Thank you. This is what we need.
She holds out a piece of paper for me to take. I'm sure this list was made by Shi-chan. Oh my god.
Just
My brain is like automatically converting the word Shizune into Shi-chan, and I cannot tell you why.
It just happens.
It's handwritten, but each letter is perfectly formed in uniform, as if it were typed. Not just that, but it's exhaustively detailed, complete with numbers, bullet points, and even little checkboxes. What it boils down to is that she wants paint, paintbrushes, poster board, and an easel. Just different types and specific numbers of each. Wonder how I'm gonna carry all this stuff down the stairs without breaking my neck. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I don't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place?
I know I won't have lines for a second. I'll be back.
Yeah, you don't have very many lines at first. I'm sorry, Kane. Kane managed to pick the 2 characters with the least lines in the common route. Desks and chairs are all around the room.
Who else is he playing? I completely forgot.
Hanako and Shizune.
Oh yeah, that one as well.
Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody? Something catches my eye and I stop mid-sentence. Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furnishing or a statue at a first glance. I'm not being too observant today, as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Alright, I had an idea. Alright, who wants Strange Girl?
I feel full.
You have Misha and Yuko.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this one should be Caprice.
Really?
If you don't want to, you don't, but you have... I mean, you have Misha,
Yeah,
I guess. So.
You've said that you've had various ideas for her to play, so I don't really know what the... And I don't know these characters, so I don't know what...
It's alright, Caprese. Their voice is not very, like, energetic or anything like that. They just have a very simple voice.
Oh, okay. Hello? Wait. I already kind of gave my regular voice to Yuko.
Hello.
I don't have to use anything other than my regular voice, because I'm voicing exactly one character.
Yep.
I got it easy in that regard, but on the other hand, I have, like, by far the most lines out of anyone right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna give this girl Yuko's voice, and I'll come up with something else for Yuko later. Hello? Or hello?
The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello. I was told to pick up some supplies from here. For some festival stalls, I think? I didn't think there would be someone here.
There isn't. That's why I came here too.
She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here, then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false.
You're pretty observant. I guess it does, but who are you?
This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, Hisao Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday.
I'm Rin, Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now.
Oh, I wonder why.
That's very nice.
Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me. Joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. Alright, Hisao.
To be fair, you're not the one missing arms. I don't think you get. I don't think you get to speak.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food.
Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back.
Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day.
What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say.
Dinch.
Dinch. Dinch.
Wait,
Man.
Linner.
Or
Linner.
After lunch. Before
Dinch.
dinner.
I like it.
Dinch sounds better, but doesn't fit. It's backwards.
Alright, CD has put in his vote for Linner.
Oh, we're voting on this now?
Lunch.
Yeah, alright, put it in the group. Put it in Leo's. Put it in.
Dunch, Dinch, or Linner?
I like
Dunch.
Dunch.
Drunch.
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 This was very poorly organized. Like 3 people.
Wait, how did you even get drunch?
The D and the R, and then lunch.
R from what? Oh, the end of dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's it. She's
Luncher.
Wait, shoot.
Druncher, drunch. Chinner.
That was actually
Ooh, death battle.
To be honestly, all these are good. So
Dunner.
We've got Dunch, Dinch, Drunch, Linner,
I like
Luncher.
for context, that was there. No context. I would love to see someone come back by and like
Drunch for the drunch god.
Drunch for the drunch god.
Dang it! This makes me want to get out my piano and like try and play along.
It is really good music.
Is the music not just so good? I adore Katawa Shoujo's soundtrack. I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with.
Okay, well that's coward speak, so...
But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious.
With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me.
So, Nakai, what brings you to this place?
Like I said, I was told to look for these things.
Wait, how do you say his last name?
Nakai?
Okay.
Wait, I thought it was just Nakai.
Nakai? Yeah, you might be
Nate.
right.
Knack.
No, this
Knack is
cool.
back.
The
From
knack
outside
is
you
back,
look fine.
baby. Sorry, guys.
The knack is back.
Is your
Sean,
problem
he said his
inside?
last name.
I come to a full stop, opening my mouth but not getting a word out.
I can guess. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people.
Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of the issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition, or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making an issue of this is part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstances, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side.
I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your pants.
This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement and the sheer lack of tact it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I might have reeled back even physically as Rin's eyes widen in revelation and astonishment.
So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there?
Still partially in shock, but recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. I said it. Or like I blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and glowers at me, looking very disappointed.
How boring.
Fell off.
Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous.
What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down.
I forgive you. I collect people and a person with, that kind of problem would have been really great.
CD, do we need to add Hisao roasting to the bingo along with Makoto roasting?
Maybe.
Collect people?
I haven't been reading CD's commentary. There's so much.
People with different problems.
Huh, so you just, go around asking people what's wrong with them?
Pretty much.
I see. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunches and the conversation dies away. But I keep thinking about what was said. It's the first time I told anyone else about my condition, and all the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else, or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisao. I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us. What a disgusting thought. Oh boy, CD's comparing Hisao unfavorably to Makoto. For context, for those of you who do not watch my Persona streams, CD hates Makoto.
I thought you were talking about Makoto Naegi, but...
Makoto Naegi. No, Makoto.
Any Makoto. All of them collectively.
Every Makoto. Anyone with the name Makoto.
No, that's wrong.
I was just watching that video that was, you Naegi'd in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
You sent that one to me, it's good. Pretty sure you have.
Yeah.
The way I've seen it.
Or maybe this Tezuka girl has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and lack of arms make her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as deftly as a normal person would use their arms. However, I can see how this sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me a bit uncomfortable, at least. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of the strange girl. So, do you always eat alone and this late? Or do you get the occasional visitor?
Visitors. Maybe you're my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around.
Horsing?
She likes to do sports.
Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent again as Rin forks the last bits of her meal into her mouth. I look down at my haul and double-check it with Misha's list. I seem to have everything except plywood. So I think I have all the things now.
That's very nice for you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you are going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping.
I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I'll have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka.
You can call me Rin. I feel that a relationship is at this point good enough to warrant this much.
I was already turning to make my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine, then I'm Hisao.
Then you are.
Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere.
See you later, Hisao.
There's something like a tiny smile there in her face. Maybe. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, "What an intriguing person." From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice.
I heard that.
Oh.
What did you hear?
I jump at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. Somehow, she had gotten to jumping distance of me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about a global feminist conspiracy, but I put that thought aside. Shizune, standing slightly behind Misha, looks aloof, as if she couldn't have heard the remark that drew Misha's attention. But Misha is visibly excited.
No, wait. More importantly, who is in there? There's no club meetings today.
She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here?
You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hee-chan.
She wags her finger at me scoldingly.
I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you aren't tardy.
Oh, sorry, I got the things here, was just going to bring them.
I think you're up to some mischief, Hee-chan. Who was in there with you? I wonder.
Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom I just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school property by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. And indeed, she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling of her shoulders. From suppressed rage, I'm sure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune takes a few deep breaths and adjusts her glasses and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. Hope she's not getting any funny ideas about the reason of my tardiness.
Hello?
Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize that she might have trouble opening it. I open the door to find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face.
Hello?
Miss Tezuka, what do you think you are doing? You're absolutely not permitted to use school property for such, disgraceful activity.
It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I didn't know I was this popular.
It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune/Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs.
Popularity aside, please don't do that anymore.
Shizune is a Karen.
Shizune is a Karen.
You're right.
Anyway, how was your project going? Will it be done for the festival?
Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her.
I keep wondering about that myself too.
And?
We'll think about it harder.
As Misha shines her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown.
Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch onto it.
Rin nods assertively.
We'll think more seriously.
Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't, not even after translation. She just shakes her head and takes the materials from me and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo.
How rude. It's true though, I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are, but more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future.
Jesus, I just inhaled my own spit like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to ask what project
Yeah,
she has and
still
what
done.
these apocalyptic what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom.
Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? This paint can doesn't fit into my bag, but I need it.
She kicks lightly at a huge can of paint that's lying on the floor
What
next
is
to the
my
table
cat
she was
yelling
sitting and
at?
sleeping on. What did you just say?
He mentioned, like,
Something
what
against
is my
cat.
cat yelling at?
It lets out a
CD
dull
says-
clang.
CD
Huh?
says this is the girl we've met with the... Look at chat. CD said something.
I know. CD actually likes Rin, apparently.
I
So,
do too.
Interesting.
Rin is... Can you give me a hand?
He has great sarcasm.
Rin is one of the best characters, yeah. I have a feeling you guys are gonna think this is an unpopular opinion, but of all of the main girls, Shizune is actually my favorite.
Leo, I hate to say it, I'm not at all surprised by that.
All right.
What are we not surprised by? My
Whoa.
cat was yelling at me to go outside.
Leo.
I said I don't know
Shizune.
if you guys what you guys will think about this, but Shizune is actually my favorite character out of the main characters.
And I
I
said,
can see
yeah,
that.
sounds
She's
about
pretty
right.
neat.
I played I played Rinzruth the first time around.
Yeah,
Very
so
iconic.
of everyone here, I've seen the whole game. Marak has only seen Rin and Emmy's route, and no one else has seen anything.
We are all lost. The wind.
I don't know. Maybe while y'all weren't looking, I watched all 20 hours.
All 20 hours of the visual novel.
30 hours.
I somehow doubt it, but I'm gonna check real quickly if there's a Katawa Shoujo playthrough online.
There totally will
We could be the first. But yeah.
You want to know what was really funny? This is a pretty good story. So there's this other visual novel. So, CD, I don't know if you noticed this when I had the options menu open earlier, but there's this funky little option called Disable Adult Content. And she's an A. Back at it again with the puns, I see. So, I'm pretty sure that what that option does is rather self-evident. So, technically speaking, Katawa Shoujo is an eroge, which basically just mean it has a couple of hentai scenes in it. We're not going to do those, obviously.
Wait, Eroge? Why is...
Eroge is a Japanese amalgamation of the words erotic and game. So yeah, Katawa Shoujo originally had hentai scenes in it. I'm choosing not to play it like that, but you can if you're ever so inclined. Where was I going with this?
Is now.
Yeah, I've told the story to probably everyone else here. But what's funny is that there's another similar type of game, an Eroge that is, called Fate Stay Night, that I'm a huge fan of. I actually found the full-on hentai scenes on YouTube once. Like, I'm not kidding about this. Someone managed to sneak hentai onto YouTube by disguising it like 5 hours into a visual novel playthrough.
Nice.
The video itself, like,
The system.
they've managed to dodge YouTube's algorithm because, let's be honest here, no one's actually watching that much. No one's actually watching that far into the video to figure this out.
Someone might now.
Someone might now. I might accidentally get this video taken down. Though, to be fair, that's probably for the better. Anyways, back to the game.
Sorry, I'm yelling at my cat again. He keeps meowing to be let outside. But I'll continue.
No, we gotta hear him.
Get me on the mic. Oh, you left.
He's gone. All right. No cat meowing for us today. Being the gentleman I am, I naturally pick it up. Chisao.
Gentlemen.
Gentleman. Are we sure about that?
He's out. I don't know.
Heavy. Yeah, sure. Where do you need to take it?
Way.
And with that, she takes off to the hallway. Me and the paint can following, since there's little choice for either of us. The hallway is quiet and empty now, with Shizune and Misha gone, so we too leave toward the stairwell at the other end. Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to the other, because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Reen strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I'm walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is consistently walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin.
Mr. Nakai. What a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. What good timing.
He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me he had some business with.
I forgot how insanely intimidating this theme is. Something I forgot to mention on Monday.
Main antagonist alert. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delving deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about his interruption either.
About your medications. So you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some unexpected side effects, which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we'll do a few tests regularly, but what I'd want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off. You get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything. And come see me if anything happens.
Alright.
So, how are you? Everything fine?
I give up and drop the can. What?
You go.
I give up and drop the can on the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle.
Him opening his eye implies that he does in fact just keep them fully closed.
He has the Sans eye!
Don't make me go over to my piano and play that.
He will, I guarantee you. There have been multiple Stardew Valley streams when Whiskers just runs over to his piano and starts playing Megalovania in the middle of the session.
Never far.
I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too. Teachers and students here.
Oh, really?
My parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. This is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sends shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. Hisao, please. Buddy.
You can't be any more generic than you already are.
That's great. Also, another thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool. So I'd like to know if you've taken up exercising as I asked.
Of course I haven't. But his way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me?
Not as such. I just happen to know a few people. That's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it.
Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting, as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times, like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second, then comes back like it was never gone.
Jessica, would you give us a second?
The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Ren's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside.
When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything, like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on?
Maybe.
Fuck no, not.
No, yes.
While the funniest ending would be falling down and dying of a heart attack, I don't want to be fat.
Alright. Our choices are run my ass off or I'll consider it.
Heart? It literally ruins your heart.
CD is just being the devil's advocate today. Whiskers, why did you respond with the flushed emoji?
I was trying to find something that looked
Because it
panicked,
says
and that
ass.
was the best I had.
Wait, did you just say because it says ass?
Yeah.
Alright then.
Looks like it's 3-2.
No.
3-2. Caprese and CD.
This is not me changing my vote. I just want to mock the second option.
Alright, so run my ass off is the chosen option. Yeah, I promise. Definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again.
Okay, that's more like it. If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit.
Consultation?
See you around.
He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Ren, who has been waiting, idly leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them.
Are you getting medications for your heart thingy?
Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her, and I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality, too, talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty. but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. Sigh. I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there's some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart.
Embarrassment.
Oh boy. The Hisao Nakai slander must continue. Nakai. Hisao Nakai.
Will they make you better?
No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about it, having to live a normal life with this disability.
Oh, wait a second. Who ties her shirts?
You'll learn about that. There's actually an explanation later on. I kind of feel like I shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
No, it's okay.
But I think it's too deep in your nature.
Anyways, we leave the main building, and Rin leads us onward toward the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground, with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in the school. How did she get into the empty room? I don't remember them explaining that one. I'll just leave that up to your imagination, CD.
Elf on doorknob.
Oh no.
The entire wall, made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself, has been covered with some sort of painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seem to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See? Oh, wait. Priests.
See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning.
Meditate.
I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces whenever, which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too.
She goes on a tangent of a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate, even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it already does. And it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. What is that fucking supposed to mean?
It's Chiso. No one knows.
The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does.
I think he's
don't
saying
understand.
that even though it doesn't look that sad, it looks like she's implying she's sad.
Alright, whatever.
You know,
Oh, I think you're right.
it's like when the way you walk looks sad, even though walking isn't inherently sad.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. The girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering.
So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's something I need to figure out, and then figure out that before it's too late and all hope is lost.
Why would the hope be lost?
Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint.
I'm not philosophical with paint here.
She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So, this is your project? You did this?
Yes.
All of it?
Yes.
Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness.
It's okay. You can say it. I probably won't get mad.
I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Reen is, though. This is really awkward.
Don't you want to ask?
How do you paint without hands?
See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet.
I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do?
You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it. I don't know.
I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist. But seeing how adept she was at using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add to the subject.
The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat?
Well, paintings tend to be flat.
Not like that flat, you know, flat. Like some people are no substance, no meat, where there should be some. I know a few girls who...
What the fuck? Okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not like Hisao! Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. But I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name any artist or artistic terms. So I don't really have anything to say. Reen shrugs her shoulders at that, saying, "Suit yourself," without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there.
I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little bit more before it's too dark. Wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any.
Reen sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I could be of any help, though.
It's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have do you have motor control problems, like, you know, those people who have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe?
Not that I know of.
I get it. Heart thingy has nothing to do with that.
She gives me a sly look for no reason. Nope, it doesn't.
Let's do it then.
So she sits on an empty wooden box and very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl, just like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Reen sets to work, every now and then asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last millimeter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best.
Add half a splash of green.
I crouch down and pick up the can of bright green.
The other green. This green.
I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl.
No, that's almost a whole splash. More white. Is green a good color to add?
No idea. You're the artist here. A hint of a smile appears in the corner of her mouth.
You lack an opinion?
Yep. Yes, he does. No, it's just that I have no idea.
It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white.
With this exclamation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter?
That's not good. It has to be like Like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow.
Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the changing of season or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down on the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rien doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works the details, adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the words when discussing paint mixtures, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words and breaths and sound. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly.
That's what it considers a scene.
Katawa Shoujo.
I mean, to be fair, that scene lasted I think it was like we are done with the introduction.
Whole day.
No, I think Marak is right. It's meant to show the passing of days, not passing of scenes. Because I know for a fact that multiple scenes just passed before it.
Yeah, like you could go, I meant, like, I would call that an entire scene because it was dedicated to one specific character, albeit with a brief interlude with the nurse and the other people.
Well, no, because before
Yeah, before we were at the cafe.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, there was no transition from the cafe. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Then,
so I think it's just a day. It's like a night day. It's like a sleeping cycle thing. I know later in the game they'll use it to skip more than one day at a time. So I think it's just to show like it's meant to indicate a passage of time. Yeah.
All right. Well, we just went through the whole day. It's 9:30, and I just realized I have to go work on some insurance shit for college. So
Oh no.
I hate this.
No.
Yeah. Turns out a loan I tried pulling out bounced. So I'm gonna go call someone and yell at people.
Sounds good. Do you want us? I mean, we can go ahead and wrap up the stream
If you wanna
now.
Continue. Feel free to continue. If you want to wrap up, feel free to wrap up. Don't feel pressured by me bouncing.
What do you guys think? Because I mean, it's not the worst place to end things off, but we didn't exactly get too far tonight, so.
I mean, we didn't get too far the last time. I mean, at least we know all the characters now, so I feel like this is a good place to end.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, shit. This was technically a 3-hour session, albeit.
Streaming. We've only been streaming for 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just a quick comment on Hisao. I know you guys are all very bothered by him, and I don't blame you in the slightest, but none of you have had to play If My Heart Had Wings, so...
No, I think
I'm a
he's
bit...
fine for now, and it's probably good that he starts out, like, kind of, like, rugged, and then gets better as the game goes on.
He does get better. I cannot say the same about the main character of If My Heart Had Wings. I fucking hate that guy so much. CD, you probably don't know this, but I have a personal vendetta against the visual novel If My Heart Had Wings. So, anyways, let's let Kane go.
He's already gone.
He's already gone. All right.
He had to run.
Rest in peace.
He bounced. All right, then I guess we're wrapping up the stream here. So, I mean, it was mostly just you tonight, CD, but thank you so much for showing up. I had a lot of fun tonight. I think this is working out pretty well. So I'll try and.
So much.
Sorry, what?
I talked so much.
Wait, I was actually gonna ask you about something because in all of this, I talked maybe 3 times. So.
We gave you Lily, right?
Maybe
just
we
Lily
should.
So far, yeah.
Maybe
I
we
was gonna
should.
ask since I do have practice with the narrator. Do you want me to narrate and you be the voice of Isao?
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we could do something. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
I'm the devil on your shoulder.
The devil on your
Horrible,
shoulder.
ableist suggestions.
No, it's kind of interesting because I kind of feel like I'm doing a bad I kind of feel like I'm doing a bad job of narrating Hisao, and I can't tell if it's just to me or if it's just because Hisao has a bunch of nothing to say.
Yeah.
It's mostly that. He's just not a very interesting person yet.
Yeah, so alright. So I think next stream, well, I mean next, like, I think there's more Lily scenes starting today. Well, hold on, actually, we may have not gotten enough points with her and Hanako to get those scenes. Let me check real quick.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
don't
like
need
we're
to
either
check.
going down the
Don't spoil it,
Kenji
guys.
route or the Shizune and Misha route.
We could still... Oh, we do have a point.
And it's still possible to go down the Emi route as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Emmy's... we have not been locked off Emmy's route. That's weird.
Leo, stop checking. We don't want to be spoiled.
No, I'm pretty sure we can... I'm pretty sure we can still get on, any of the routes. I don't think we've locked ourselves out of any of them yet.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, though.
Alright, fair enough.
Anyways,
Everybody.
Kenji route is, I'm not gonna talk about what the Kenji route is. You'll see at some point, CD. You will see at some point.
Probably next Katawa stream, you'll probably see it.
Katawa Shoujo.
Alright.
Depends on what we do, though.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. Alright.
Take care.
Yep. Thank you so much for
Good
dropping
day,
by,
lads.
CD. And fare thee well to everyone.
Ciao.